Hey, you guys, it's your girl Bree. I come with a quick little message. Listen, don't ever feel like that you won because a man settled with you. Child, if a man had to settle with you, trust me, he had to go through multiple other ones to settle down with you, baby. And that relationship is going to be miserable because he's not going to be really where he wants to be. Do not get to kikiing and laughing because you feel like you won because a man settled with you, baby. Because I promise you, you did not win. This is vice versa. Fellas, do not get yourself kikiing and coughing because you feel like a woman settled with you out of all options that she had, that she settled with you. Because I promise you that relationship is going to be miserable. She settled. What's the reason why she settled with you? Why she didn't pick you the first time when she had you? You got to sit down and you got to think about all these things logical. Y'all just be out here kikiing and laughing like, yeah, you won, whatever. Did you really win? Or did you take a loss? Because some of y'all really taking some losses. Y'all taking some spiritual losses because y'all getting wrapped up, tangled up, tied up with these damn demons, trying to prove a point, thinking that you really won something the whole time you catching all kind of chaos and havoc in behind your house in closed doors because you did not really win. You got yourself wrapped up, tangled up, and tied up with a demon. Some of y'all are sick spiritually. Y'all trying to act like y'all not. Y'all spiritually sick because guess what? You didn't got yourself tapped up into this demon, and this demon then released all these lustful spirits and all the rest of this stuff that they was having, childhood trauma and all the rest of that this demon had inside of him. They didn't release it inside of you, and now you sick spiritually. Y'all don't want to be talking about none of that real stuff. Y'all just be wanting to talk about how y'all feel like y'all won because y'all got the man or that y'all got the woman. No, you didn't. Just because you got that man and that the woman, that doesn't mean that you won. You need to open your mouth and tell the truth about the things that you're going through, the things that is going on. Y'all need to speak up about it. People, listen, that's one thing that I learned. People do not like people who tell the truth. People do not like real people because they see through their fakeness. People will scream all day they real, but see, a real person gonna get up on wherever they at and they preaching about something. They gonna tell you about their struggles. They gonna tell you about what they've been through so they can help mentor you out. See, a lot of people look at you and they try to take your pain and your past hurts, that what you've been through, and they try to use it against you. See, but when you stand on what you've been through, what you going through, and how you heal from that, when you stand on that stuff, when people say don't phase you, it don't bother you, get to see the real you, the true honest of you. See, sometimes you be in relationship with people and you do all kind of stuff with the people, stuff but y'all do in the privacy of y'all bedroom. And then whenever you and this person split up or something, these people choose that they're going to try to expose you for what you did. These people are trying to use that to make sure that you don't go nowhere and do this and that. So then they making you settle with them and you're miserable. You understand what I'm saying? You're miserable. No, let me tell you something, how you fix that situation. Whatever you did with your previous partner that is in your past, if you trying to move on with your life, you completely release your past. I don't care if you have children with this person. I don't care if it was a fling. I don't care what it is. You release that. Release all the thoughts, all the activities, whatever. And whatever they put out, that's on them. Allow them to get their karma. See, a lot of us be trying to fight back and try to clear up stuff. Man, we ain't clearing up nothing with nobody. Man, I did what I did. I said what I said, and it is what it is at the end of the day. And I'm not selling it for nothing. Don't settle for nothing more than you know you're worth. So if somebody come and spin the bin back on you, you heard me? How about they didn't know they was confused and all this? They lying. They knew from the get-go what they was doing. You heard me? And if they didn't treat you right, and if they didn't love you right the first time they have you, don't be a fool and allow these people to come settle with you now because you're their last option. Because if you was their first option when they had you, they would have treated you better. Know your worth at all given times. Anybody can tell you sweet nothings. You heard me? Any man can tell you that they love you. Any man can tell you that they're going to provide for you. Hell, a man can provide for you. A man could be still loving on you, but in his heart belongs to somebody else. Don't get yourself wrapped up and tangled up and tied up in somebody else's stuff, and don't be nobody else's rebound. Because if you was dealing with someone and they didn't find you worthy of being their person, of being the one that they love and that they cared about, when they try to spin the bin back on you, man, don't play that game. Don't be nobody's fool. You heard me? Don't be nobody's fool. You ain't nobody's stomping ground. Know your position and play your position. Okay? Because guess what? That man that's mistreated you, That woman that mistreated you, that's somebody who's going to love you wholeheartedly, all of you, and respect you. Let me tell you something. If you was dealing with somebody, they went behind your back and lied on you and talked about you, spreaded vicious lies and said all kind of stuff about you, why in your right mind would you want to be in a relationship with someone like that who lied on you and to you about you? Come on. That means you need to go heal, baby. That means you got some traumas within you that you're dealing with, baby, that you need to go heal yourself from, baby. Because ain't no way you allow nobody to spin the bin on you who was talking about you. You heard me? Who was spreading vicious lies upon you. Said all kind of stuff about you, baby. That's something going on with you, baby. You got some daddy issues. You got some mama issues. You got some loneliness issues. You got some abandonment issues. You got some issues, baby. And whatever them issues is, baby, you need to go sit on somebody's couch and talk about it with. Because there's no way possible. I understand that you can forgive. Yeah, you can forgive and you move on. Once somebody show you who they really is, baby, guess what? Once somebody show you that they're a snake, you cut that snake head off, baby. Let me tell you something. Loyalty is something that you don't come around. So if you was loyal to somebody, and these people was talking about you behind your back, slandering you, doing all the rest of this stuff, doing the most. You heard me? Talk about your kids, doing all the rest of this stuff that these people was doing to you. Man, them people was never loyal to you. And if you spin the bin and let them people come back, they still not gonna be loyal to you. You heard me? What they gonna do is like, yeah, I got her. I got her. I got him in the head. Y'all can dog them out. I can do this and do that, and then I can spin the bin on them. Man, no, know your worth, bro. Listen. God calls us to forgive everyone. Okay? And you forgive them. You can forgive somebody and love them from a distance. Why would you want somebody to be like that? If you was dealing with somebody and they was talking about you and all the rest of this stuff, that means these people was in secret competition with you. Why do you want to be around somebody who's in competition with you? You see, because if you hang around winners, you're going to win. If you hang around bums, you're going to fall. You understand what I'm saying? All this stuff is spirits jump, baby, from person to person. That nobody don't tell you that no spirits don't jump. Spirits jump. So if a man left you or a woman left you to go deal with somebody else, to deal with a Jezebel, a promiscuous woman, a promiscuous man, and they went stay with this woman, and this woman was having all kind of stuff in the deep, don't allow that man or that woman to come back and lay in your house and drop them demons off in your house and have you and your children or whoever you stay with, you and your fur babies or whatever, go through all kind of havocs and spiritual warfare and all the rest of that. No, you don't do that. Because guess what? If you was dealing with someone and you was loyal to them, the same loyalty you was showing them, why they couldn't show you that loyalty? They couldn't show you that loyalty because they choose not to show you that loyalty. They couldn't show you that loyalty because they felt like you wasn't worthy of loyalty. They couldn't show you that loyalty because they didn't give a damn about you. See, now that they don't have nobody in their corner, now they don't have nobody that's going to catch them, now they ain't got nobody who was real like you, now they ain't got none of this, now they want to spin the bin. Hell, now you ain't spinning it in, partner. Can't spend no bin on me after you done all that stuff to me, after you done drug me, after you done try to hurt me and slander me and do all the rest of it. You want to spend the bin. How about you sorry? Sorry for what? What you sorry for? What do you even begin to say you sorry for the things you have done and the lies you have told? No, baby, that's not what we doing. We knowing our worth, you heard me? We're not coming off our throne. We're not getting entangled and tied up with nothing. We're not going back to no place where God has healed us from. Okay? We're not going back to those places. We are being wiser and smarter with the decisions that we are making. Because we are kings and queens. And it's time for us to take our rightful stand into who we are. It's time for us to stop playing and get out our feelings. It's time for us to stop making emotional and rational decisions. It's time for us to stop thinking with our private parts and start thinking with our mind. You understand what I'm saying? Start letting our mind and our heart think with your heart. You heard me? Because your mind play tricks on you. So think with your heart. Do what you feel in your heart is right to do for you. If you feel like you're going to take somebody back who done did you all dirty and stuff, that's kudos to you, baby. I ain't going to heaven and hell and put you in. I ain't living in your household. But what I would say for me and my household ain't spending a bit on nobody who talked about me and mine. Because ain't nobody helped me take care of me and mine. It always been me and mine in this thing. So ain't nobody that put their mouth on us or said anything about us is going to come by. Because ain't nobody can't eat at our table. You see, because when we were going through, it was me and mine. So ain't nobody can't eat on my table. And that's how you need to get. You need to take your rightful stand. If they wasn't with you when you were at your lowest, and now that you up, they can't be with you. You heard me? They cannot eat at your table. They can't even get a glass of your water to drink. You got to learn this. How people will come back and people will try to test you. Because they know you have a good heart. Because they know that you're loyal. Because you know, have this man, put all that shit to the side. What was your loyalty to me when you was doing all this shit? Where was you when you was doing all this stuff to me and hurting my children, and my children had to hear about what you had to go, and my family members had to hear about what you was said about me. So now you want to spin the bit on me and trying to make things right. Hell to the no. Okay? Hell to the no. You got to learn this though. You got to learn this. I'm not saying not to forgive them, because I want you to forgive them. God calls us to forgive everybody. But just don't be nobody doormat. You understand what I'm saying? Because people like doormats. People like people that they can walk on. People like people that they can shut up on. People like people that they can take stuff and that they can take your pain and your hurt and they can go talk about it and they can slander you. But people fail to realize is this right here. What goes around comes around, man. The ritual stuff that you speak out of your mouth against somebody else is going to come back on you. You heard me? The tongue is powerful as a two-edged sword. It can cut you down or tear you up. Either one, pick and choose your poison. That's what your enemies did. These people talked about you. These people talked about your children. These people did all these other kind of stuff to hurt you and to destroy you. Now these people want to try to spin the bin. Now these people need help from you. Help who? How? When? Just because you got a good heart, you better double check with God about this. You better double check and see if that's what God wants you to do. If God wants you to extend your hand and help these people. Because some of y'all, they play on your emotions. They pull on your heartstrings feeling like they got you wherever they want you. But what they fail to realize is you're a magician too yourself. You're playing a perfect illusion for them to think. For them to think that they getting over you. But they're not. But you just got to know. You just got to know, man. You just got to know these people. These people that's trying to come back in your life. These people that cutthroat you. These people that wrong you. And these people had the audacity to want to spin the bin. That's what kills me. I'm just trying to make it make some sense. And if anybody can make it some sense, tell me, baby, please let me know. Because I can't seem to make it no sense. How you would have somebody in your corner, on your team, and you still fumble them. You still disrespect them. You still disregard them. You still degrade them. When they were on your team, they were loyal to you, stood by you, did everything that you asked them to do, help you, yours, and some more. And that still wasn't good enough. But now that everybody done turned your back on you, now that everybody have been dogged you out, now everybody that person has told you that was this and this and that. Now that their true colors, the masses have been ripped off their face. Now you want to spin the bin back on the person who have told you the things, who have told you about these people, who have warned you numerous. Hell, I'll be the damn fool. Hell no, that's how the game don't go. You see you play the game how the game go. And how the game go, if somebody played you, if somebody talked about you, if somebody did all this stuff to you, when they try to spin the bin on you, it's a no. For you. It's a no. You don't let these people play on you. Play on your top, play on your intelligence, play on none of that. You heard me? Because they knew you was a baddie. They knew you was a boss. They knew you was this. They knew you was a queen. They knew you was an overcomer. They knew you was a warrior. They knew you was a fighter. They knew all this stuff and they still tried you. They still tried you. They still tried to disrespect you. They still tried to play on your top. They still tried to bring you down. They still tried to do all these things to you. So what you gonna do? You heard me? You gonna be a doormat or you gonna stand up to these people? You gonna read them for filth? That's what you do. You heard me? You gotta put your hands on nobody. You ain't gotta cuss nobody. You ain't gotta do nothing. But you read them for filth. You just let them know. Speak. Open your throat chakra and speak how you truly feel about the matter. You heard me? No matter who feelings get hurt, no matter who hurt. Because guess what? They ain't care about your feelings. They ain't care about hurting you when they was doing this and they was doing that. And I ain't saying an eye for an eye nor a tooth for a tooth. That's not what I'm telling you. But I'm telling you to speak your truth. When the opportunity comes for when these people spin the bin and try to come back to you and tell you that they sorry, well, you let them know. Really let them know how you felt when they did that double betrayal to you. When they did the ultimate betrayal to you. But see, because when they betrayed you, they betrayed everybody that was attached to you, everybody that loved you. So when they slandered your name, they slandered the name of everybody that was attached to you. Because you know what? You are loved. God loves you. He loves you. He's fighting for you, and he's moving on your behalf. And see, when these people try to tear you down, when these people try to do all these things to you, I want you to know that God is working it out for you. And yes, God might be sending these people back to you to apologize to you so they can have a clear conscience, so they can go on, so they can sleep well at night, because you sleeping. So they can do these things. And like I said, you forgive them and you go on. If God told you, double check with God, triple check with God about everything. If God told you to make this thing work with these people, who the hell am I to tell you not to make this work with whoever these people are that hurt you? But you see, the God that I serve, my heavenly Father, he told me to come from amongst them people. So that's why I left them where they was, in the gutter where they want to stay. So can't nobody spin no bin this way when God told me to come amongst them people. But for you, I want you to pray and ask God what he wants you to do. Ask God how he wants you to move. Because what God told me, he might not be telling you. What God wants you to do, what God wants me to do, he might not want you to do. So that's why you double check and you pray to him for yourself. And you ask him to lead and guide you on what he wants you to do and how he wants you to move. Because he already told me how to move, and that's why I'm moving the way I move. He already told me what to do. He already told me he was shaking up my foundation. He already told me that he was bringing peace into my life. He already told me to get rid of what I had to get rid of, and that's what I did. See, I'm about my Father's business. So when I'm be about his business, the devil ain't got no room playing in my business, because I'm about my Father's business. I learned a long time ago is that I had to get out of my own way on things. Because I was forgiving people, reconnecting with people that God was showing me signs of synchronicity to let these people go. But because I was loyal to people, I fell for it. But then I started sitting down and I started observing stuff, and I sat back one day. And I really just sat back and I really took a deep look into myself, into my life. And then I realized the things that I needed to heal, the things that I needed to work on, the things I needed to remove out of my life. And when I started healing myself and working on these things, I noticed these people was never for me from the get-go. They was using me. Some of them needed money. Some of them needed this. They needed that for this. They needed this and this and this and that. They were just using to see what they can get out of me. And when I released myself out of the situation,